Hi guys, Sid was like, yo, come on, let's do an interview about Your Average Muslim series that I just dropped on my YouTube channel.
Tell us about this series, how it came about.
Well, basically, YouTube said, Dina, you want to be ambassador, bro? I was like, hell yeah.
An ambassador for what?
For social change, because we're doing this project where you'll be a creator for change and you got to come up with like sick videos for social change. So I was like, hell yeah. And that was actually like a whole year ago, wasn't it? But the deadline to hand in the videos was obviously actually yesterday, I think. We filmed the series in September, just gone, with a production company, The Narrative. Oh, so like originally, so we were obviously like, me and you as well, we were like brainstorming loads of ideas, weren't we, Sid? We were like, what could we do that would be sick? Should we do a really artsy kind of video? There's so many avenues that we could have gone down because this was an opportunity to do something super different. So we wanted to explore the same ideas I already do on my channel, but like more, because we had support from YouTube now. I gave all the ambassadors a certain amount of money to work with the production company and pay for all the costs and all that stuff. So we don't actually like get paid to do it, but we get the money to use a production company that we wouldn't have been able to do so before. With that opportunity in mind, I was like, so should we do artsy fartsy? What should we do, bruh? And in the end, I was like, you know what? We're gonna do something I'm really passionate about. What was it, Sid? I was just pissed off about men. Muslim men in particular. Especially you guys will already know that from my recent blog post that I did called Muslim Men. And it was basically all about, you know, their obsession with the way women dress. And it's not even just Muslim men, it's literally men as a whole, isn't it, really?
It started off like that.
Yeah, so actually this idea of meeting all these cool women came from my frustration at the obsession that men subconsciously have with the way women dress and their entitlement to their opinion to literally any woman who calls herself a Muslim. So it came from that, but then what we thought was, yo, it's too negative to do that, and it's giving these idiot blokes too much limelight. So why don't we do something on the flip side? The series that we did was a celebration. Why can't I look at both? Why can't I look at anything?
Just look at the camera.
It's on TV, Sid.
Yeah.
We can literally look
at me and look
I can look at my knee.
Because this looks
I'm going
so
to look at my
funny
knee.
right now.
I'm going to talk to you, look at my knee.
This scene, you looking out into the distance over the bridge.
I'm like, oh.
So why Your Average Muslim?
I titled it Your Average Muslim in the context of, let me give you an example. Oh, I'm Dina, blogger, mom, wife, I do sick things, I don't take shit from anyone. Oh, you know, just your average Muslim. So basically what I'm trying to do is I'm normalizing what is already the norm to us. All of us Muslims, we all already, all of my Muslim friends that I know and the ones I grew up with, they all do sick things and they're all open-minded and they're all like not like what you see on telly, yeah? So for us it's all normal, but in the media and everywhere else it's like, if we're gonna make it on the news or in the media in a positive way or anything, it's always like, oh, because she's doing this and she's a Muslim woman so she's breaking the stereotype. But like, that's just so boring. Like, nobody's out here trying to break a stereotype. Like, the West has literally put the stereotype on us and we all gotta sit here trying to figure out how to break it. Oh, your average Muslim is literally all of these sick things. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, not a lot of people, a tiny group of people kind of missed the point with that, and they were like, I'm not your average Muslim, I'm amazing. And yeah, you kind of missed the point with that. That's like what we're trying to say. But what we're trying to say is that the majority of Muslims is amazing. That's the majority, and that's why it's your average Muslim. The average Muslim is talented and amazing, not psycho-terrorist. It really ain't that deep. It's just like a celebratory documentary. And you know what, can I just say, when I was researching all the women to go and meet and stuff, there were so many amazing women that I came across that I would love to continue the series with. I would love to continue this and go abroad and meet just some sick women that I have on my list, basically, and continue it. And then I'd also love it to like delve deeper into a lot of topics and issues.
What did you do in episode 1, 2, like?
Well, so episode 1, we all had a massive argument. And I think actually, most of us reflected back on that and were like, oh, we sounded like idiots. Specifically you, Sid. You in particular, yeah? That was actually just aimed at you. Oh, a lot of people didn't get this bit. The bit where I say the hijab stops me from going into like a club, and so it like protects me in that way. What I meant with that is, so for example, I wouldn't go into a nightclub because I wear the hijab. And it's not because I won't get let in to the nightclub. it's because it's just not appropriate setting for me. And a lot of people took that as in saying, well, what, so you don't have your own mind? So like if you don't wear a hijab, you can't make that decision? That's not my point. My point is, for me personally, if I don't wear the hijab, the temptation for me is even bigger because I know I don't look visibly Muslim, or I don't look visibly as Muslim as I would if I was to wear the hijab. So the temptation to like go into that setting is easier because, do you get me?
That's a fair point.
It wasn't saying like, oh, you'll only be able to stop yourself from going to clubs if you wear a scarf. That was just me personally. That really helps me. I haven't been like clubbing, woo woo.
Okay,
but that's
we're going off topic here.
That's why we have loads of like girls' parties, you know.
Okay.
And we go off, don't we, Sid?
What happens in episode 2?
You wouldn't know. Episode 2, I go and I meet Dalia, powerlifter, and she is sick ting. She is a sick ting. You know why she's a sick ting? Because she owns that gym. She doesn't actually own the gym, but she owns that gym. Like, she walks through that gym and she's like nodding at everyone. Everyone's like, yes, Dalia, yes, we know you. Well, go on. I like to think I'm a realist, so I'm like, oh, everything's shit. No, it's too hard, blah. I'm one of these people, yeah. I don't really look at the positive things that much. But then you meet people like Dalia, and you know, she's doing something which I would find incredibly difficult to do, wearing a hijab or just being Muslim in general. And she's just so positive about everything. Like, they literally, the common theme that I found with all 3 of these women is that they literally don't let any negativity in front of them. They literally ain't got time for that shit, and I think that's why they're all able to excel in what it is that they love doing. Episode 3, I went to meet Emmy, and she basically is the life of any party. We walked into her studio and we greeted her, and she's one of those people who has a really, really familiar face, like really familiar face. I was just like, shit, you literally feel like home. When she hugged me, I was like, wow, you smell and you feel like home. I don't know what home. It was some home in Egypt though. Definitely.
Someone's home, yeah.
She really reminded me of my childhood friend Khadija, like everything about her, the way she talked, everything. So I was like, wow, so many feels when I greeted her. And she was just like, she's just one of those girls who just like lights up the room and is just so positive and inspiring, literally doesn't give a shit what anyone thinks.
What does she do, Dina?
She teaches hip hop. But let me tell you,
teaches hip hop.
Hip hop dance. Sorry, she teaches hip hop dance.
She's a dancer. She's a hip hop dancer.
She teaches hip hop dance, and she has students who now compete and win, and they're pretty sick. And before she wore the hijab, she was competing, and she was basically dominant in Berlin's underground hip hop world. She was like king. Episode 4 was a bit more serious, very, very interesting. We met Sophia, who basically runs the Muslim Women in Prison project, and that is looking at Muslim women in prison and the reasons that they go to prison, also providing them a support network for them in prison, but also for when they leave prison and kind of trying to get back into life, pretty much. And I just found that so interesting, and I really, really want to continue that, exploring that with Sophia, hopefully if we do a continuation of this series, and potentially meet some women who have been in prison and their experiences, etc., because I think it's actually really important, because never once in my life have I ever considered Muslim women in prison. Because the thing is, this is the thing, right, as soon as you think, oh, they're in prison, you think criminal, so automatically you think, we're not going to help them. You automatically think bad people, so why would you give them your time of day? But you need to realise the reason some of these women have gone into prison, because a lot of them delve a lot deeper into community issues rather than just like what's on the surface. A lot of prevention could have been put in place if we as communities sorted a lot of shit out. Do you get me? And it's absolutely fascinating. When I was talking to her off camera as well, we couldn't put everything on camera because, well, you just can't do these things, right? So it was so fascinating, and I think the work that she's doing is so important. And actually what it brought to light is that we need more Muslim women working in these professional fields, and also we need more Muslim women working in mental health as well, because another thing that it brought to light was that mental health is totally overlooked in the Muslim community and isn't taken seriously, and is just put down to a lack of faith and a lack of being a good Muslim. Muslim, you know, speaks out saying they're suffering with mental health, people will just say, oh, just pray 5 times a day, you'll be sorted. Like, that's just bullshit. It was the episode that actually left me feeling like I need a career change, or not a career change, but I need an add-on onto whatever it is I do to try and do something more seriously. So I was thinking maybe I should look into youth work and like get physically involved rather than just on the internet. It's really good when there's charities and they're helping people abroad and stuff. That's amazing because we know that those Muslims need our help. Not just Muslims, just those people. But if you just look at your own home ground and in your own communities, literally around the corner from here, there's some shit going down where people need help.
Talk to me about Giles and Joel and their journey throughout this series.
So Joel is a freelance filmmaker. Giles is a director, producer from The Narrative. The Narrative is a production company here in London. And basically, they're the guys that we paid to do this. It was very, very easy to work with them. But what was funny is that actually I think both of them learned a lot on this journey. And it turns out that they love doing this series more than I love doing it. No, it wasn't intended. But in the end, you see a lot of Giles and Joel throughout the series. And you actually get to see them learning and their interactions with the Muslim women throughout. And it's quite nice because you get like two different perspectives and, you know, conclusions throughout the series. And you know why it's nice? Because you can see the relationship and the banter that I had with them, which just shows you that, you know, it's not, I mean, look how different I am to these dudes. I mean, I know I'm half white, but like, you know, there's big differences between me, Giles and Joel. But there's also a lot of similarities and loads of things that we had lots of banter on. And you know what? We had a shit ton of banter on our differences, to be honest with you. And I thought that was just really nice.
Okay, so shall we wrap up?
Yeah, so please watch the series, guys. I'm not uploading anything for the rest of the week. You're literally just getting that. And then I'll probably upload all 4 of them in one video as a long documentary. So please watch it, share it, and also use the hashtag YourAverageMuslim to tell me and tell everyone else who the hell you are and what it is you do. Share your story, I suppose. Last night we were already trending on Twitter with the hashtag, which is sick. I'm chuffed, that's for sure. Let us know if you want to see more of Your Average Muslim, because I'm pretty positive that this series, Your Average Muslim, could really go into many different avenues. So that's it. Go ahead, watch everything. Obviously, all the links are down there.
Well, I think we'll put a video somewhere around here.
Yeah, I'll catch you on my channel with regular videos as of next week.